my God. Are you the Empress of?
Oh, we're big fans.
Hey, I'm looking for my dressing room. I can't find it. I'm in this tree.
You can use our treehouse.
Yeah, it doesn't have a mirror or like any water, and I'm pretty sure we're locked in.
And we don't have any indoor plumbing in here either, or central AC. But
we can take care of that for you.
When's the last time you guys went outside?
Never.
4 years ago, 3 years ago.
72 years ago. Yeah.
Well, as long as I can do my little song and dance in here, my little vocal warm ups. Na, 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 na.
Oh, we do have a stage. That's what we do
Wonderful.
have.
What we do have is
what? You have no plumbing, but you have a stage.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Get in here. My name is Curly.
And I'm Maya.
And welcome to the Super Secret Bestie Club podcast.
A super secret club where we talk about super secret things.
Yeah, like secrets that are super.
That's what it is.
In each episode, we'll talk about love, friendship, heartbreaks, men, and of course, our favorite secrets. Get in here! We've got the lovely Empress of our favorite Libra in the house today.
I know, I'm ready to astrology down.
Oh yeah,
house.
we have an astrology section. Very interested to hear your opinion about how you feel.
I feel crazy. It's a full moon.
It is, and I
It's
started
a
my
full
period
moon.
today.
Wow.
Wait, who started the period? I
did.
didn't see who said it.
I did.
Oh,
I didn't, but period.
Period. I feel like it's 6 of my friends are on their period right now, and I'm like, this
But
is...
I started on the full moon. That means I'm a witch.
Yeah, of course. Of course you're a witch.
Of course.
Have you guys ever used your period for magic?
Yes.
No.
No.
I haven't. I usually get it on like new moons or full moons.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of,
I've used semen for magic before.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you do?
All right, bestie.
Yeah. I made all these men obsessed with me.
What did you do with
Really?
it?
You'd like dab it on some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
Cool.
like orgasm magic. Have you heard of orgasm
Yeah,
magic?
yeah.
Of
Definitely
course,
do.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You're all, I hope he goes bald.
oh my God. Don't get me started on that. It's called like orgasm, like manifesting through orgasm or
Yeah.
something.
I fucking love
I
it.
don't know. But
Yeah.
I've done some stuff where
Yeah.
I've just been like,
It
yeah,
works.
Me too.
get me this thing that I want.
Yeah,
It
hell
works.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me, it's mostly get me this revenge that I want.
Ooh, okay.
So
That's
we
that
do this
Scorpio
thing.
place. No.
Oh yeah,
double
double
Scorpio.
Scorpio placements.
So we do this thing where we ask ChatGPT to give us a bio for the person that's coming to
Oh
talk with
Lord,
us.
not the Chat GPT.
ChatGPT, but
Chat GPT.
I told ChatGPT to be a sassy little teenager. And then give me the bio. So this is the bio. So for those of you who are listening and you're getting familiar with Empress with us today,
We're doing a table reading.
yes.
We did an improv scene. This is now a table read, little monologue.
Okay, so
Action.
it says, and you can debate it and be like, this is accurate, it's not accurate, okay? Empress of, aka Laura Lee Rodriguez. Rodriguez?
Yeah, of course.
This whole time?
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Wow. Rodriguez.
There you go, Rodriguez.
Okay, Empress of, aka Laura Lee Rodriguez, is the electro pop queen we don't deserve but absolutely need.
But you gotta say it in like a teenage voice.
Is the electro pop queen we don't deserve but absolutely need. This LA-born Honduran-American powerhouse blends dreamy synths, hypnotic beats, and raw bilingual lyrics to hit you right in the feels. She broke out with me in 2015, kept us vibing with us in
Don't
2018.
talk about my age. Oh my goodness.
And fully snatched our souls with I'm Your Empress of 2020. Whether she's serving heartbreak bops or dance floor anthems, one thing's clear, she's running her own lane and we're just lucky to be along for the ride.
Okay.
Is that so cute?
A sleigh.
Clock it. Hey, twin.
Clock.
Clock it.
Clock
hey,
that tea.
Hey, twin. Hey, twin. I'm here with Empress of, and we're ready to clock it.
We're ready to clock that tea.
That's tea.
What did you think about that?
I thought it was, I don't know. I don't know very many teenagers, so.
Yeah, mine was
You
super
know.
cute. Mine was like, he's adorable. He's everyone's favorite primo. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Mine's
I
like, she's a poet. I don't do poetry. I don't do poetry at all.
She's mostly known for her poetry. And I read it to Maya thinking that she's going to be like, I love that. And she's like, I don't write poetry.
Oh my goodness. Get into it. Get into the poetry.
Like maybe haikus.
Or maybe that's a sign you should
Mama.
start writing poetry.
It's get into your bag
Here's
of
a
poetry.
poem. Empress of, oh my gosh. When I'm with him.
That's
Great job, Bestie. We also do a thing. We ask like you, like how's How's your spirit? How are you feeling right now? Where's your energy? How's your spirit?
Well, ever since I've been in this treehouse, I feel pretty
wonderful,
pretty damn good.
Good.
You know,
We do psychedelics here too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Spirits, psilocybin.
You may or may not actually
I've
be here right now.
psilocybin there before.
That's so cute. I love that. I'm so bad at puns, so I enjoy when people are really good at puns because I'm like, how does your brain do that?
I love it.
I don't know.
Have you practiced that one
What?
before?
No, that's straight from the from the dome.
Straight from
See,
the
I
dome,
practice
straight off the
mine
dome.
in the mirror all the time.
I practice my my bestie affirmations. Like I'm like, you are worth it.
Oh, I love that.
You are enough. I did that this morning. I was making a beat, and I was like, you are enough. You are enough. It's
amazing.
Like, it was
I
really,
love that.
it was very something that I don't need to share with anyone else.
No, I love that. I love that.
But
we love that.
I do that in the mirror. But yeah, the energy is a lot better than it was before.
Yeah.
You know, the LA, let's just get it out of the way, the LA fires.
Yeah. Wild times.
Yes, very wild time, and I've had a really crazy month, but I'm very happy to be here with loved ones.
We love
besties.
you so much. Yes.
Thank you
and, like,
so much.
You have gone through a lot during these fires. Like you were part of your family lost their home in the fires.
Yes.
And it was a really big thing, and we had wonderful conversations about it, like in terms of just healing from this wild thing.
Yeah, and it is really like, it is bestie club. Like your friends really come through for you, and I'm really grateful for you, Curly and Maya. I know that I was in your thoughts, so
I was like, everybody going through that shit. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's
is going on?
Yeah, it's one of the craziest things that's happened to LA.
Of
you know,
course, yeah.
and you know, you and I are from Maya. Are you from LA?
From Phoenix.
Okay, get out of here.
Sorry, I leave that door or the window. That window?
But yeah, like we're from here, so
Yeah,
it
so
was
it's-
especially painful.
Yeah, for sure, and to see like the whole city, but also to see the whole city go through it together. And
Yeah.
you and I have talked extensively about, you know, everything grief,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
collective
absolutely.
grief.
Mhm.
So it's just, you know, I'm going through it with the whole city.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Well, we're happy to see that you're doing better too, because I know that it's a journey, and that's something that's so surreal that happens to you. Like, how the fuck, like, how does that happen? I think one of the things, just quickly too, when in dealing with grief, you sometimes think like when something is maybe no more or in a different sort of realm, you're like, was that real? Like, was I ever like, you can't
gosh.
touch it anymore, and you start to think like,
yeah, I mean, my parents are going through that. They're like, where's the thing that I'm looking for? They're like, scissors. We had a pair of scissors, and then they're like, I don't have a pair of scissors. So it's just, you know, it's stuff that I mean, I'm sure it happens with people, you know, you're like, oh, I want to call that person. That person's not here anymore,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so it's, you know, grief on stages, stages of grief, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Also, too, a lot of Latino families are still actually some of the lowest people who are getting money, like just from the fires and stuff. Like,
yeah, of course.
they're not getting as much as other communities are. So there is a GoFundMe that me and some friends are working on as well.
Yeah.
If you want to donate to these families. And there's also a list that you can go and donate specifically to Latino families that you can go in and
Yeah, there's a lot of people affected by this. There's, you know, a list of Black families that were affected, a list of Latina families. You know, there's small businesses. So if you've got deep pockets, go help, please.
Yes. So ours, the one that we're working on is called Recovery Fund for Latinos Impacted in Los Angeles. They're on GoFundMe. We're actually partnering with GoFundMe to bring more awareness and more money to families and fast, quickly.
Yeah.
But also too, like I guess we wanted to start off too with
let's.
how did we all meet each other?
How
Like,
we all come
do you remember?
together.
I just told the story about how I met you the other day to your chef friend.
Yes. We met at an art opening.
Me and you?
We met at an art opening
So
in 2016.
do you remember? Okay, so this is the real story about how I came to know Empress Up, right?
Okay.
We were in the car, me, you, and Claudia played this song, and she was like, "This is my workout song. Like this song, I run to it. I feel so free on it." And it was your song with Blood Orange.
Oh, Best to You.
Oh, yeah.
And she played it for me, and I
So
was like,
good.
"This song is magic.
Bestie to you.
Bestie to you."
To you.
Sorry, I have my like humor.
Oh, I love
This is
it.
where to lay it all out, girl.
Humor is like my mechanism for dealing with things, and I have 3 older brothers, so I got bullied a lot. So I can just. Yeah, anyways.
No, I fucking love it. And that's that Libra energy that I fucking love.
Yeah.
So I went to go do research on you, and I was like, who's this girl? Who's this voice? I looked at the song. I wanted to see who the girl was singing. So I looked at it. I saw Empress. I saw that you were Central American. Honduras, hey. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know Central American artists. Like, they're so rare. And I read like you were a producer. You write, you create all your own beats. You like write your own stuff. You sing all your own stuff. And I was like, I'm getting the chills. This woman is a fucking powerhouse, right? And so I kind of kept you in my heart, and I listened to you a lot. And I think Karina came to visit us at BuzzFeed at the studios. And Karina's like, oh, what are you doing tonight? I'm having a dinner, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you should come. My friend Empress of is coming. And I was like, oh, I am going. Like, I have to go to this dinner. Like,
Manifested.
I have to meet Empress. Like, I love her so much.
I love that you call me Empress.
Yeah,
hey, this is Empress.
Yeah. And well,
this is my friend Empress.
This is like the first time that I
refer
before
you to
met
that
you,
too.
right? That I'm like, oh my God, Empress. And so I literally, and then I met you, and you were so much fun and so chill. And
say
like,
I was a bitch. Just say that I was a bitch when you first met me.
Remember that?
No, you were so much fun. We have so many videos of us dancing together.
Oh, yeah. Salsa.
Giggling together.
No, but I have this thing. Maya, maybe you can, maybe, I don't know, you have something to say about this? But I'm really shy. And when I first meet people, they're like, I don't know what her vibe is, Or Curly, I don't know if you've ever heard of this from yourself, but like and I'm like, what are you talking about? I was so nice, and apparently I was very shy and quiet.
Yes, I get that. And do they describe you as like intimidating or like
yeah. What is that?
It's
Sorry,
not,
I just screamed.
It's not our fault. That's what I gotta say. It's other people's perception of how they think a woman should like appear, being like, hi, how are you? Oh my gosh. Which like, yeah, we do, but it's also just kind of like, for what? Like, I think the real people will see through that kind of layer of I don't think the real ones will be intimidated like that.
Yeah, I usually don't get intimidated. I don't remember you being intimidated. I remember you being very sweet.
Either.
Yeah, I remember you being very nice.
All right.
And like your energy is so light. Like you have such light, airy energy that I just remember you being like, she's so much fun. But Maya,
I am fun.
We actually talk about this a lot in terms of people meeting us, because I wish that I was a little bit more mysterious, but I just like word vomit when I meet people, and I'm like,
I'm the quiet one. Like when we go out or like at an event, like he's the one who is like, hi everyone. And everyone, he's like a magnet, and everyone like, and I'm like in the corner. I'm like, yes, and yep. And like just kind of like hiding behind him a little bit sometimes because I get shy also.
Which is beautiful. I think being a creative and an artist, and then being like, but I'm still very human. I'm very shy. I find that so beautiful and so admirable. Like, I think for me, Selena was a big thing for me as a kid. And I remember being like studying her and being like, okay, Selena walked into a room and she is like on. And so I remember at a very young age wanting to be on.
Is that kind of like masking though too?
Oh yeah, for
100.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For
like
sure.
I can feel when I mask 100%.
Oh yeah, I'm like, I'm going into a meeting. I'm like, okay, diva.
I know.
Diva down, diva down.
Yeah, right now I was like, energy.
Yeah, for sure. That's not. If it was up to me, I'd be like, well, I'm a Cancer moon. Clock it. Like, let's. Can I just? I'm gonna just say clock it after.
Yes.
I just found
it. Clock that.
We'll have like a little like dinger, like a little time. How many times did she say clock it this episode?
Drink water every time she says.
Yeah, take a shot.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Or pinch your nipples every time.
Your nipples.
Maybe you're sober. I don't know.
I don't remember how we met, but I think it was just through like a party probably or something.
I wonder if you
I definitely met you through Curly.
Yes. I was like with you guys at something, and I was like, yes.
Yes. I was like, she's goofy.
I'm like not intimidated at all.
She's
like,
goofy. Yeah. I like her.
I've always loved like, and I've told you this all the time, like you do this thing where, and I tell all my friends about it, because a lot of people feel really awkward about when they want to go home or how, and my favorite thing about you is that you literally will be, okay, I'm going home now. Like there's no.
It's done. I'm done.
It's done. Yeah. There's no like, oh, I'm leaving in like half hour. It's like, nope. Now's good. And I find that so admirable, because I'm like, I want to do that more. I want to be like, I'm outies.
Do it.
Like, no.
You have been.
More.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
Oh my God. Because, I've learned from people like you to be like, I'm not going to be apologetic about just being myself and being like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I'm out here until I'm not,
Yeah.
Then I'm inside.
Yeah. Fucking being a creative genius.
Maybe that's that Cancer moon, that's just like, gotta go home.
When I'm with him.
We have to wait for that.
Yeah.
But for
we have a whole section for that.
Astrology core?
Yes.
I'm trying to dive in. I was reading I was reading my moon stuff, because the full moon stuff, and it's like, it's like Libra.
What is it affecting in your chart, this full moon?
Libras, I don't know, apparently someone was like, all the stuff that you've gone through, the world's gonna be like, okay, you're done.
Wow.
Which
for
I'm like,
Libras or for all of us?
For Libras.
Oh,
any Libra placements.
I don't have any Libra placements.
Like, it's gonna be like, hey, all the things. This is what someone on TikTok said yesterday.
Okay.
They were like, everything that's happened in the last 6 months, you're gonna be like, okay, now you're done, and now you get to enjoy.
I've been saying this year is going to be a really great year for everyone. Where exactly like that, where
in spite of everything that's happening in the world.
I know. It's like, I feel like astrologically and spiritually, because things are so weird and shitty, it's gonna make us want to step up spiritually more. I
definitely feel it. I feel like I simultaneously have this feeling of I'm going to cave in because everything's a disaster. But then the other part of me that has gotten me this far in life is like, no, we have to use our voice. We have to talk about, things that we care about.
Yeah.
And, we have to keep pushing for ourselves, keep making art, all the things, like help our friends and family.
Yeah. Well, you're one of the people that I consider like a creative genius in my life. Like, I can see that like you, the way that you look at music and the way you understand it is like almost a little, what is like synesthesia almost?
I don't have synesthesia, but I do, I think my brain is, whatever reason I'm very sensitive, also affects like my perception of music. And, sometimes I get imposter syndrome and I'm like, oh, I'm a fraud.
Wild.
Wild. I'm a fraud. And then I get reminded of all the amazing work that I've done as an artist and all of the collaborations I've done. And it's like, because I work so hard, but I'm, like, I'm not, famous on this, like, I have to work really hard. I have to ask for help, to help my family and things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm a fraud, and then I'm like, oh, wait, I just did like all of this amazing music the last 10 years.
Yeah. Absolutely. You
have to remind yourself of the bops. Yes, the bops, girl.
Yeah.
The bops, the underrated bops, the like, the indie left of center pop stuff. It's just like, there's just so much like heart and soul in that. And so I really appreciate you even putting the word genius and me in the same sentence.
Oh my God, 100.
I think to all of us use our talents to make, every day a little better.
Yeah.
You use, your enormous heart and your humor, and Maya, you also use your humor and, this sort of like,
and your baby heart.
My baby heart. Your tiny little heart.
Tiny little bunny heart.
Little bunny heart. Don't scare her too much.
I watch your videos and I relate to you on a level of like being a woman of color, being like a, Latina. Like, it's just like, you're so funny, but you're so on the nail.
Oh, thank you. See, this is like why community is so important.
important.
We need to remind each other.
I've clocked in for bestie hour in this treehouse with no running water. I have to pee.
We're all one.
We have a cup.
There's little holes in like the slots of the treehouse. It goes right down.
What?
And there's a garden down there.
So speaking about that, like, how did you get started? Like, how did you? Speaking of peeing in holes, how did you like get into? You said something.
Curly's Virgo is like really coming out. He's like, we need to move on.
Well, no. Well, you said something really beautiful that I really loved at dinner when we just had dinner, and you said something to the effect of like, I know I can sing. I know that I have this gift, and I love that because there's so many people who like, at the very least, can't acknowledge what they do have, what they are really good at. And so I love to hear you say, no, I know that I have this gift. How did you learn that? How did you like grow into that? How did you say like, oh shit, I think I can
and actually do something with it?
And then do exactly.
Well, I was really young and I was singing in my house. My dad was a musician. He was in that. He was in the band Banda Blanca.
Okay.
You know,
dope.
Sopa de Caracol.
Yes.
You know?
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
But I'm not a nepo baby. I have to preface that because
No,
my dad didn't make any money from that band.
Wow.
But he was in the band, and I got a lot of influence from him being a musician. I think music is like genetic for me, and I was singing from a really young age. And I don't know, like, I think art is important, you know? I have always thought it was important since I was a young age, you know? Like, why be an artist?
Yeah.
You know, why? It's like such an impossible thing. Like, we don't make any money off of it. But like, you know, I didn't make music all last month because of what my family was going through. And then the first day I started making music, I felt like I could breathe again, you know? Because it's just like, it is like this connection with myself that I have. It's not just like, you know, songs for other people, but it's like a connection to myself.
Wow.
So from a very young age, I had this connection to myself, and I would write little songs. They were horrible. So, you know, I just liked singing, and I think like I get reminded that I have a gift for myself and to share with other people. Like, I was on a hike and I was singing, and I was like, oh my God, I am Spotify.
I love that.
I mean, obviously, I'm not like the Beatles or anything, but like, I open my mouth and like music comes out. You know?
Wow.
It's so spiritual too, to be able to like sing in that way, because it's coming from your body and your voice and your chakras and like all that stuff.
Yeah, completely.
Do you ever feel like how did you get like the confidence to start performing? Like, because it's one thing to be like, I can sing, and then how do you trust yourself so much to be able to be like, now I'm gonna do this for real?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't trust myself. I just kind of do it. I just kind of go up there, because if I don't do it, then the thing doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't trust myself. I just do it, and I think that's like a really. I think doing the thing is there's power in doing the thing.
Yes.
You know, because like, I'm trying to do other things right now. I'm trying to paint. I'm trying to do sculpture. I'm trying to. Remember, we were like, you were like, 5 years ago, you told me you were going to go to dance class, and then your show became so much dance.
Yes,
it's like all
that's
about.
a fun story.
It's all about doing the thing. Like, you know, I wanna, maybe one day I'll act. I just have to do the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that story too, because I remember we were talking and you were like, I want to learn how to dance more. And you were like, I'm taking like my first dance class. And I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, that's really cool. And I remember thinking like, oh, that's cool that she's like wanting to learn something that she's maybe not the most comfortable with.
Yeah.
And then now you were like an amazing dancer. Like, it's just so
in my own way.
But it's really dope. Like, I see you on stage and you're dancing and you're moving.
It's confidence.
Yes.
It's this confidence. I think confidence comes from action, you know, comes from putting yourself in a situation that requires yes, you know. I'm sure you guys have felt like this. When you go on a date. You go on a date and you're like, oh, I don't want to go on a date with this guy. And then you end up dating this guy for two years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wait, do you have that too? Where you're like, I don't feel like going out, and then you go out.
Oh
with
my
them
God,
and you're like,
I never want to go out.
Yeah.
I never ever want to go out.
Write a song about that.
Like, I want to be inside.
That is so funny.
It's nice in here.
Yeah, it is nice.
It's like heated. So it's got AC.
Absolutely.
Snacks. I hate being somewhere that doesn't have snacks.
Oh my God, same. But okay, so you're like, I know I can sing. I know that I can feel this movement in me.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily thinking about like the process of getting on a stage. You just kind of feel that it happens and you find yourself there.
I'm scared. You know?
Yeah.
I've been on stages where I have been terrified, you know, like.
I mean, you did the Hollywood Bowl.
You've been like festivals and shit.
Festivals. I mean, I didn't headline the Hollywood Bowl. I played with Blood Orange.
Yeah, the most popular song.
When we opened for Solange. That's when I was like, that's when I was like, oh my God, you're not a fraud. Like, you've made made a lot of cool music that's contributed to people's lives.
Yes. You're in the Beyonce multiverse.
You did the most. You don't have to say it. I'm gonna say it. It's the most popular song. So you were killing it up there. And we were, by the way, she gave me and Karina a ticket, and we were like super excited. We were screaming for you, like from like where we were sitting. And then after, she's like, come on, let's go backstage. And I'm like, I don't think she wants us to go backstage. I think she's doing her thing. She's like, we're going to go backstage. And I'm like, leave her. And of course, Karina, way more Virgo than me.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Bless
more
her.
Virgo.
Bless her.
She's going to be on an episode soon.
Yes, she'll be on here soon. Jarina DeMarco, shout out.
Yeah, Jarina DeMarco. And literally, like, pulls me across, and she's like, we're gonna go back there. So we're like at the door. She's like, we're here to see Laura Lee, Empress of. And I'm like, I think she's fine. We don't want to bother her. Nothing. And then you came out, like you were with us. Yeah, you were with us.
I came out. I think like my ex-boyfriend at the time was like, who are you?
We're like, it's me.
Ex-boyfriend for a reason.
I'm on YouTube.
When I'm not with him.
Oh wait, let's just skip there. So, well, I want to ask, just because I'm curious, did you see the Grammys?
Yeah.
Chappell Roan's speech about the music industry.
Yes, of course,
what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of people criticizing her use of the platform, you know, the Grammys. And as a musician who's been in this industry for 10 years, I really appreciated that she took that time to talk about something that are, you know, young or, you know, artists that are starting out, artists that are struggling. Like, you know, it's hard for us to access affordable
healthcare.
I mean, it's hard for anyone to access affordable healthcare, let alone being an artist.
Yeah.
And you're working so much for a major label, and you know, it's having some basic necessities is you know, it's definitely hard to do for a lot of people. Songwriters, you know, songwriters get like nothing from royalties. They look into the songwriter stuff. I'm not like super knowledgeable about it, but I have friends that are songwriters who are always like, yeah, you know, like I hardly see a penny from streaming.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, from streaming in particular.
Yeah, if they wrote like a song, like producers and artists get paid, but like the royalties on songwriting is crazy. But I really admired, to answer your question clearly, thoughtfully, and thoroughly, I admired Chappell Roan and her bravery and what she chose to use that time on stage to advocate. And
you look nervous. That was a boss move. That was a big move.
No, for sure. I would have been nervous too. And like, you know, you've seen, you know, historically women who use that stage or, you know, the stage to make, you know, statements like that. Fiona Apple.
I remember that. Virgo,
you know,
love that.
Sinead O'Connor. It crushes me that like they get ostracized by the industry because, you know, they're standing up for something they believe in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think Chappell's amazing. I think she says, you know, she fights for what she believes in, you know? And I've been doing it for 10 plus years, and you know, it's not easy. So I was like, you know, and I've had friends who posted things of being like, oh my God, this, you know, she's so privileged, or, you know, she's saying this, but she's conforming to the capitalist system. And I'm like, I messaged them and I'm like, hey, like as an artist who understands the industry very well and how it works, I appreciated her saying that.
How else are we supposed to get in there and change and rock some shit up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like music and just being in the art, like it is such a big sacrifice in so many different ways that people just don't know. They don't acknowledge it. Like I think a lot of people become enamored with the smoke and mirrors of all these things, and they're like, oh, they have it. And it's like, you don't see the crazy dressing rooms. You don't see the hectic schedule. Like, if I have too many dinners planned in a week, I'm like, I just need a break. I just want one day for me. And I can't imagine being an artist who's like, you know, now being milked, like where they're not giving any time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get that from social media a lot. You know, it's, my friend said it was a double-edged sword, where it's like, it's a great thing where you can communicate with people who relate to what you're doing, but also people don't know you. Yeah. You know, and they either assume things about you, or, you know, they're projecting their own hate onto you. Yeah,
they have a parasocial relationship with you. Like they believe that you owe them something.
But you know, I'm so it's kind of like a mental gymnastics thing to navigate being, you know, a performer, a public person. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm by no means like a wealthy, successful Nepo baby artist.
Yeah.
You know, I work really hard, and I have very humble like tours, and but people, you know, if I'm wearing like a borrowed designer outfit, that I don't own to an event, and you know, I have nice pictures, and you know, like people are like, oh, you know, she's like, you know,
ballin', she's rich,
a star,
she's a capitalist or whatever.
But it's like, no, it's like, I love fashion.
Yeah.
I love glam. I love being an artist that like presents a character when I step out, and I don't know, it's part of but it's the curation, you know?
It's the character,
it's
absolutely.
the curation, but am I pulling up to Trader Joe's in sweats like in my old car? Yes. You know? Like, but it's curation. I'm gonna give you a fantasy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I've always loved about musicians, though, is that they can give you this. First of all, I feel like music, sound, anything that you can hear is the voice of God. Like, I think it's creation. I always think that, you know, they said in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. I always think like sound, words, all that stuff, it is, you know, it's God, in my opinion. And
they're
I think
like literal like vibrations too.
And music is, to me, the universal language. I don't need to know what you're saying. If it's a good beat, if the voice is popping, if that run that you just did, like, I'm there.
You can connect to something. You have a deep connection to music. I think music, it's, you know, it's weird. It's undervalued and valued by everyone. You know, it's like, it's crazy. It's like,
you're so right. It's something that is so
we need it. We need it, but we not to the point where we're like, you know, giving the artists the things that they need.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna say, did I ever tell you that quote that in the middle of this like thing that I went through with the LA fires, my auntie like told me this chorus, this lyric from this musical, this Broadway musical.
No, tell me.
And it's I forget what Passing Strange. I think it's called Passing Strange. I think the musical's called. And the lyric goes, music is the freight train on which God travels. Bang, it does its thing, and my heart unravels. It heals my wounds and fights all my battles. Music is the freight train on which God travels.
Wow.
And I've been
yes.
And I've been thinking about that this whole time, because I'm like, to me, music, you know, replace God with whatever you want. You know, like music is the thing that in which love travels. You know, music is the thing. It heals my wounds. It fights my battles. And that's my connection with music, is like, you know, it goes back to that spirituality. You know, I just like, I love it. I love it.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And it's universal, and people want to sing, people want to dance, people want to like cry whenever they put on music, and they're like, cool, this is what I'm listening to music today for.
Yeah. Like, what emotion do I want?
Yeah.
When I first met Laura, she was like, why are you so obsessed with musicians, like female musicians? And I was like, I don't know. I just think it. And you were like, why? Like, you would always ask me, like, why? Think
We're
about
magical.
it. Like, why?
We're like literally God's gift or something.
I think it's because y'all are like the keepers of this energy.
We're
like,
sirens.
If God is on the freight train, you guys are the ones that make sure that this is running, that this is taken care of, that this exists, that this train exists for all of us, you know? And like the ways in which, I'm going to tell you this, as somebody who's not a musician, just a really big fan of music, there's something about y'all's brains that is very different than another person's brain who's like, oh, I'm like a writer, or I'm a painter. There's something about, I'm going to say that there's something that you guys in your brain allows you to get on a stage in front of a bunch of people, give them the most vulnerable parts of you, the darkest, most sensitive, tender parts of you, and then kind of like wait there and like, so?
Clocked.
What do you think? What'd you think? You know what I mean? And then you have to somehow get off the stage and be like, fine with it.
Yeah.
And okay with it.
Well, I think it's just an old art form, you know? And I do feel like some sort of like past life generational thing. You know, my dad named me Laura Lee. And that's a siren. Like, there's this whole story about Lorelei, the siren.
Wow.
And how she...
I'm psychic.
And the story is this woman, she got betrayed by a lover, she throws herself off a rock, and then she becomes like a siren and lures fishermen to the rocks.
Perfect.
I love it.
We love her.
To their demise.
I have a few guys for her too.
And I'm just like, here I am throwing myself off rocks for lovers and singing songs about them.
Yes.
When I'm with him, you know? So I really do feel...
Speaking of...
That's literally
Girl,
That's the next subject.
Get to the when I'm with him of it all.
I feel possessed.
Get to the when I'm with him of it all.
I can't help but repress all of the signs
telling me that I'm not fine.
telling me that I'm not fine.
I told you that was like the line. And I told you this too. That's the line that just is like, wake up, snap out of it. Like that's something that has held me and protected me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Your
telling
body.
me that I'm not fine.
Yes, like.
It made me break up with the person that I was with.
Break it off.
Listening to that song.
Break it off.
I broke up with the person that I was with because I was like, this is exactly how I feel. And you had a thing too.
Well, I wrote it for someone and I needed to break up with them.
Yeah.
You know, that bridge part where I'm like, I'm alone in the dark. It's too late to tell you. It's like, that actually happened. I was like laying next to someone and I was like, they were asleep and I had my eyes open. I was like, God, I need to get out of this. How do I get out of this? So
what did you do? You like you went home and you're like, that's a line. I'm writing that down.
I mean, I put the song out and then we broke up.
Did he know that it was about him?
I mean, he had to.
Can I tell you what I remember about that?
Yeah.
There was and we can delete this if you don't like it, but I guess the partner had asked you, who is this about?
Oh, yeah. And I had to like say it was like some ex-boyfriends. Yeah. No,
Can we say that or should you want to take that out?
It's fine.
Okay.
They're an ex.
That's fine. Okay, can we get to the
let's
astrology
do astrology
part?
And then we'll have to wrap up.
Okay, wait, but I do have a little bit more questions about just some of your words and how you write, because we were also just talking about the magic of words, right? And you had mentioned that you do sometimes feel like past you and future you and present you kind of communicates through music in a lot of ways. Do you feel comfortable like expanding on that a little bit more? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm going through it right now. I just I put a record out last year called For Your Consideration, and I'm starting to work on a new record. And I looked at a bunch of songs I wrote in 2021, and I was listening to them, and I was like, oh my God, this is the thing that I wasn't able to listen to. Like I didn't hear, like it's like I wrote the lyrics, but like they hadn't made sense yet, and now they make sense. Even when I've listened to my old music, like I think I told you, like I've Got Love, that song, I've Got Love. Yeah. There's a lyric in the song that it's like, if you feel the roof is caving, I'll help you build another one. We can build a better one. I've got love. And I just was like in the car, and I was like, oh my God, and bawling, and I was like, I'm gonna build this house. I'm gonna rebuild my house. There's just there's so much. There's a song I did with Amber Mark. I don't know if you know. Amber Mark's amazing.
I love Amber Mark.
Yeah, and it's called You've Got to Feel. And we wrote it during the Black Lives Matter protests in 2020, I think. And the songs, her lyrics are incredible. And it's like, she talks about capitalism in like the most like musical way. Like it's just bars, she's like, we've got a system, capitalism, like root of our illness. Like I might be messing up the lyrics, but such a good song for right now when I'm obsessed about what's happening in the world. Upset about what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many times I listen to music and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm talking to myself.
Yes, and I love that. You also have another lyric that I thought of when I was listening to it, and it was like a nail in the wood, built this house from nothing.
Oh yeah, how do you do it?
Yeah, and I also was like, oh, that's so interesting.
Like a nail in the wood, build this house from nothing.
And then just the beat's like,
now I stand where I stood, welling up with something.
Yes.
Yeah, I was so young when I wrote that.
And even though you're like literally just like my family at this point, I still like fangirl so hard when you sing the songs because these are songs that I listen to, by myself, like in my car. And so when I hear you like sing them, I'm always like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I fangirl about you guys as well.
This is about you.
I mean,
right?
no. I mean, I'll just say your video about your your abuelita.
Was that wild?
It really touched me, and I was crying.
Oh my God,
I was crying.
Thank you.
Well, because I know how much she means to you, and she means a lot to all of us.
Thank you for that. Yeah. That was so wild, right?
Yes, and the song coming on in the middle of the night.
Me muero. Okay, when we're off air, I have to tell you the full story about that.
I love little signs of spirituality, because we live in such a scienced out world.
Yes,
and then, all of us being like, oh, the moon, the manifestations and all these things. And it's like, you get little signs.
You get signs of like actual confirmation. Can I just say really fast, that song, I don't have it on my phone. I don't have it on my playlist. There's no way. It's
on her playlist.
It's on her playlist. Yeah.
Wow.
In heaven. The speakers, you have to use my phone for them to go off.
Yeah.
There's no way that I was dead asleep at 3:23 a.m. And so there was just all these things. And so I shared it because I wanted people to know, like, this isn't just confirmation for me. It's confirmation for you and for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you are being guided. You are protected. You are so loved. And it's real. And so whatever fulano's fucking with your heart, whatever, however your culo's feeling today and you're sad about something or whatever's happening.
I am sad about something.
Just know. Yeah. Well, we'll debrief.
Later. Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm alone.
Valentine's Day. Maybe we can all be together.
And let's talk about
astrology.
Welcome to our astrology portion of the podcast. We're gonna do a little speed run.
Maya coming in all cute and hot.
Hey, so you're a rising Libra, right? Libra sun and Cancer moon, which
Ethereal.
is
Libra, Cancer, Libra.
Wow.
And my Venus is in Sagittarius.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, so you're a player.
Do you know what your Mars? I think you're just attracted to adventure and like.
I want a thrill. You know what I mean? I want a thrill.
Player.
I want to.
Player.
Well, how do you?
Jesus Christ.
No, she has a Cancer moon. She wouldn't do that.
Okay, a toxic player.
Only passive aggressively.
I'm a sensitive player.
I'm a sensitive
I'm not a
soul.
player. Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, clock it. What do you got?
Well, Libras. How do you feel about being a Libra?
I feel great. Libras are hot.
Libras are like one of the most beautiful signs of the zodiac.
Well, like Libras are just like, I told Curly this, but Libras are the lip gloss of the horoscopes.
Oh my God, please tell her. Please tell her.
We're shiny, we're thick,
cackled.
we're juicy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to kiss those lips. Oh my God.
But what did you say? You said like.
But like we're shiny. We're shiny. We're like not just like shallow. Once you get past that, we love art, we love beauty, we love our community. We're such like a communal sign.
Yeah, she did say when she did the lip gloss thing, she's like, you might have to reapply. Like, what did you say? You're like, you might have to reapply in 2 hours, but it's good. It's good lip gloss. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What signs do you attract the most, do you feel like?
Virgos for Virgos for friendship.
Okay.
Virgos for friendship. Geminis obviously are supposed to be our soulmate, although like I had a really bad vibe with a Gemini. Romantically, I had a bad vibe. It was like,
oh,
sorry, Geminis, but yeah, I've dated 2 Libras now, and that's been interesting because we just out Libra each other.
Okay.
We're just like, no, what do you want to eat? No, what do you want to eat? No, like, I'm okay with whatever you want.
I love that.
Whatever you want to do. Oh my God, whatever movie you want to see.
What do you think is a Libra toxic trait?
That
like just
the
like,
indecision. Indecision. It's crazy when I'm decisive, it's scary. It's like because when I know I want something, it's like.
Oh, 100. This is why I like combat that, where I'm like, Pisces, they can't make decisions. I'm like, every Pisces I know is like their own brand. They know what they like. They know what they don't like.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe they don't know what they want for dinner, but neither do I, bitch. And I'm like, it's fine. But
what are you, Maya?
I am a double Aries.
Oh, yeah.
Pisces moon. Oh, no. Whoa. Ew. No. Pisces rising.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you're so floaty.
And everything else is like Cancer and Pisces and Aries in my chart.
She's like really hot water.
I'm
She's
like a
mist.
hot tub. I'm like a hot tub.
She's like bubbling.
But like a really clean one.
I dated an Aries, and it was not great.
Aries, well, Aries
not
and
great.
Libra are opposite signs.
Yeah.
They're like the
Why wasn't
sister
it great?
signs.
Was he trying to control you?
No,
Well, Aries men, I don't claim.
I don't claim Virgo straight men either. They're
I
trash.
I don't claim. I clearly didn't claim an Aries straight man. he just wanted to be a child, like that inner child.
Yeah.
You know?
Why are they like that?
Were they March or April?
Damn, I don't know.
Okay, Aries straight men have this like childlike quality that I'm like, they feel like what is it, man babies a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
You are
For
a man
sure.
baby.
You're man babying out right now. Anyways, Aries. Okay, Aries.
Aries. I don't think I have any Libra placements. What signs do you feel like you kind of like? We talk a lot about the signs that we've had interesting experiences with. What signs do you feel like rub you the wrong way sometimes?
Capricorns.
Yeah, well, welcome to the club.
Hey, we didn't say it.
All of our bad reviews on season 1 are about Capricorns.
Capricorns.
Yeah,
we trash them so hard.
Probably from Capricorns. So.
Yeah, no, it's just from Capricorn.
I mean, I do love some Capricorn women very much. And then some of them I'm just like, Nyeh.
Can I be honest? I think it's all the earth signs. To me, it's Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorns. That I feel like
we can't give it all to...
Taurus is a bad bitch, so I really fuck with.
They're all amazing.
Women,
they're great, but
beautiful.
They're amazing, but I feel like we put so much blame on Gemini, like being toxic, Scorpio being toxic, blah blah. And I'm like, girl, the earth signs are also just equally as toxic. Like, I get so mad at them. I'm like, we should be doing better than this.
Right.
Okay.
At least, like, you guys, I'm like, they're on fire. This one's in the air. We're supposed to be grounded. Why are we assholes?
You're literally floating.
I am floating. I am a floaty little.
I see it.
Spirit.
But I think what anchors you is the Cancer moon, because Cancer
disgusting.
moons are so intuitive, like, and they're so not emotional as in like a general, like they're so emotional, but like emotion.
I'm a mush.
Yeah.
Emosh. But yeah, so that's the astrology tips over here.
Thank you so much. Do the wrap up.
Yeah, so that was my astrology bit. But I want to say, Libras, when is this coming out? Probably in like 2
weeks.
Probably 2 weeks, yeah.
Libras, I see love in your future. You know?
And that concludes the astrology portion of the podcast.
No, I need some writing material. No, I have plenty of writing material.
Yes. Okay, well,
there's so much. We have to have you on again.
Yeah, please.
Because there's
You're
so much
fun.
that we need from you.
Okay,
yes,
yeah. I'll be the third host. If one of you goes on vacation, I'll just like.
I always go on vacation all the time.
I'll just be the guest host.
Yes.
Well, how do you plead? We always say, like, how do you plead, Maya?
Well, Empress.
Sexy.
Yes, we are so inspired by you constantly. Aww. As a musician and like vocalist myself, like hearing your vocals and your creativity and the way you layer things is so intentional. And I'm like, I'm clocking it.
Okay.
I'm watching
Clock
it,
in.
learning.
Yes.
A lot of my friend Sadie really loves you. Shout out Sadie.
Okay. Hi, Sadie.
Really loves you. Murillo's wife.
Oh, amazing.
And every time I see somebody share your stuff, I'm like,
that's our girl.
I know her.
Yeah, that's our girl.
Guys, I need the undergrounds to stop gatekeeping me.
Yeah.
Oh, well. After this podcast.
I know.
No,
it's so true.
It's
so true.
It's gonna happen.
Right.
Why do we do that? We do that to our favorite artists. I'm like, oh.
It's
like your little secret, you know? You're like, oh no.
Can I ask you one more thing before we go? What advice would you give to not just maybe like Latina artists or whatever, but like truly just somebody who is afraid and scared and like just so anxious, but they know that they are being moved to their own version of a stage. Like what would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, I would say you won't know until you try it, you know? And you know, I get offered to do things all the time and I'm like, oh my God, I'm too scared to do it. So, you know, like last year I got asked to sing at a Grammy party, like in front of Alanis Morissette, and it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever done because she was such a huge, like, influence for me. And I was like, I can't do this. And like, I did it. And I can do it.
Yes.
So I just think, it goes back to what we were saying. It's like so much of life is just doing the thing,
Yes,
doing the thing. You want to write a script, write the script, You want to act, you want to audition, you want to make the self-tape, make it,
So half the battle is just doing it.
Just doing it.
Okay.
Like so many people get far because they do it, you know?
Yeah.
But then there's people who are like talented who won't make the TikToks,
You're right.
Who won't make the videos, won't post about themselves, and I'm guilty of that myself. But I think do it,
that.
just do it, but not in a Nike way, like in your own
but
way.
just do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do whatever you got to do. Fucking I don't know. Anyways, well.
Oh my
thank
God.
you so much for being here.
Yeah, I gotta go. I got a thing.
Thank you for stopping by.
And
let me
the
just...
treehouse is somehow open now. So
Yay. How can people find you?
Oh, at Empress of.
EMPRESS.
Empress of. Like Empress of what?
Yeah.
exactly.
At Empress of on all platforms.
Okay, cool. Maya, where can people find you?
You can find me at Maya in the Moment, MAYA in the Moment, anywhere you scroll.
You can find me at The Curly V Show on Instagram or TikTok and Red Note.
Thank you so much for
Beep,
being
beep,
here.
Yeah.
Hey, can you sign my breast before you leave?
For sure.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button to hear more episodes every single week. The Super Secret Bestie Club podcast is a production of Sonoro in partnership with iHeartRadio's My Cultura podcast network.
For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.